Hey guys, this is your favorite YouTuber here. Just a quick disclaimer on this video. I want to let you guys know that I'm going to go ahead and review this game, but I haven't put too much time into it. I've roughly put in about 8 to 10 hours of gameplay. A few things fell through when I was trying to make an article for you guys. I ended up trying to make this game last minute, so just take this review with a little bit of a grain of salt. Okay, here we go. Hey everyone, you ready to rev up that game engine and see what we get for the new game, Sea of Thieves? To be honest, when Rare first showed off Sea of Thieves back in, I think, 2016 E3, I was a little underwhelmed, safe to say. I think a lot of people were, but it does kind of hold up for the most part. The creativity of the cartoonist style is awesome to look at, and as far as the game looks, there's no question about it, but the looks of the game can only take you so far when there's not really much you can earn in the game. As it stands right now, all you can get are cosmetics. You can make your ship look nice, your guy look nice, you can make your weapons look nice, but that's all you can get. You can only look nice. There's no upgrades to your weapons, there's no upgrades to your ship. For a game like Overwatch, where it's just multiplayer games all the time and you're just thrown into the matches, Overwatch, PUBG, Fortnite, that works great. You're constantly being tested just on pure skill. But in an open world game like Sea of Thieves and Destiny, I kind of feel like you do need that little bit more incentive to go out into the world and explore. And as it stands right now for the solo, I had a good time, but not a great time. I was driving a ship solo. You get two choices between a ship. With a 3 to 4 crew, you get a galleon. 1 to 2, you get a sloop. I was driving a sloop by myself. It was pretty fun, and then a storm came, which was pretty cool. But by yourself, there's no way you're gonna drive in a storm. The wind is constantly turning the wheel. There's no way you can go down, look at the map, find out where you need to go, come back up, get to the wheel in time before you're all wonky again. So it could be a little hard and tedious at times, especially since you don't have anyone to talk to. I ended up just parking the ship and kind of exploring under the water to see what it looked like during a storm. It looked pretty cool. I ended up not realizing that the rain was going into my ship as well, so I couldn't get back on board. My ship ended up sinking. That was actually a pretty cool experience, one that's going to stick with me for a while. Besides that, the tasks get repetitive. It's always the same thing. Pick up a task, go to that island, dig up the treasure, repeat. I mean, that's really all there is to it. You get the other ones, the Order of Souls and the delivering, but they get repetitive. You do increase in the ranks and they get a little bit less repetitive, but all they do is just add an extra island for you to travel to. And I have to say, the most disappointing part of everything for me would have to be the fighting mechanics in the game. First off, there aren't many enemies to fight in the game. I've only ran into sharks, skeletons with swords, skeletons with guns, and snakes. The fluidity of it does not work with the game. It feels super clunky. I mean, it's the most disappointing fighting style I've ever had to go with. The snakes, as much fun as they are to look at, they don't do anything. Literally, they just come up to you and they just stare at you, and if you get close enough and you have to literally stand still, they spit poison at you. I started circling a snake just for the fun of it, showing it my map, and until I started standing still is when it finally decided to spit poison at me. There are some cool enemies like the Kraken. I haven't seen it personally, but I have seen some gameplay of it, and that does look pretty interesting, to be honest. I know I have been talking pretty negative about the game, but there are some pretty positive moments that I had, more specifically when I was with my friends and we were all playing around, joking together. So it is definitely a multiplayer game. They were selling that from the get-go. They never said that it was a single player game. They said you could, but probably shouldn't, which I can see why now. Playing with your friends, it is really enjoyable. You're gonna get some of the most long-lasting experiences ever. I was with my friends and we just started joking around. We're gonna have some long-lasting memories, such as during one of my friends in the brig and going island to island, finding a treasure map on an island and finding where to go. Those are gonna stick with me for a long time. Another great thing about it, I actually mentioned it a little bit when I was talking negative about it, but these are actually really cool things. I really love the little details that Rare was putting into the game. Examples like being in the middle of a storm and you have to literally hold the wheel, otherwise the wind will blow it around. You have to keep flicking the controller in order to make sure the wheel doesn't start fighting you. That was a cool little moment. And when it rains, you have to go down under the deck and check to make sure there's no water inside, otherwise you will get flooded. Like I said, that's how I lost my ship. It was a pretty cool experience. I wasn't sure about adding this part because at first it was pretty negative, but then it kind of turned into a moot point, but I feel like I should just give it some mention. I was trying to get onto Sea of Thieves, like I said in the disclaimer. I only played roughly 8 to 10 hours. I tried to play more, but whenever I tried to hop on, I was having issues logging in because Rare wasn't prepared for the well of people prepared to support their game. That actually got me a little upset because they knew they had issues with people signing on. It was for slightly different reasons because people with the pre-orders, but they were having issues about people signing on with the beta. So I feel like they should have been a little bit more prepared for people to hop onto the game. At first it didn't make me feel good. It didn't make me feel as if they were prepared for the type of game they're creating. With these types of games, you have to stick with them, you have to work hard on them, and it's not something you could just throw out into the world. Then I started looking it up, and if you guys just go onto their Twitter feed and on their YouTube channel, Sea of Thieves, they were on point with giving everyone, all their fans, updates on what's going on. They were aware of the issues, and they weren't just hiding them from the fans, pretending like nothing ever happened, like in No Man's Sky or in Destiny 2. No, they were keeping you updated. They were saying, this is what's going on, we're aware this situation's happening, this is what we're trying to do to fix it, please just work with us here. They were keeping an open channel, which is actually a pretty good sign that they're determined to stick with this path. It ultimately negated my last thought. It's pretty good to know that they're actually taking the fans' consideration seriously, and they're not just taking us as one big joke. And with that, let's go ahead and rev up this game engine and see what we get. Here we go. So I gave the game a 65. It's good starting off right now. There is still a lot of issues to it. Hopefully Rare is prepared to stick with the long haul, really work on their issues. It looks like they're prepared to work on everything. I recommend this game if you have a good group of friends. If you're not one to talk to people, then I wouldn't recommend this game. But maybe in a year or so down the path, they'll keep it updated. It looks like they have a few game plans, so I'm pretty confident with the way Rare is taking this game. Sorry, tongue twister. Alright, well that's gonna do it for this episode, revving up the game engine. If you like my content, feel free to like, subscribe, hit the little bell. You've been listening to Reyes. Feel free to look up my website at lazyreyes.com or my Twitter feed at TheLazyReyes. That is also my Facebook page as well. What coincidence. Alright guys, thank you for watching the video and have a great day. This has been Lazy Reyes, working hard so you don't have to.